Hey guys, SaintsKnight here, welcoming you guys back to the channel here with another movie review. And today's film that we are going to be reviewing for you today is the newest Steven Spielberg film, the newest Steven Spielberg sci-fi sort of film, Ready Player One. Now, of course, in all of our film reviews there will be absolutely zero spoilers in this whatsoever. This is just my personal opinions on this. And in my opinions on whether or not you should go see it or not. It's just a basic summation. Any plot points or anything will be spoilerless, so that means that people who want to see it can go see it without it being, I don't know, like too ruined for it. But anyways, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to keep seeing these movie reviews on the channel, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Now, let's dive into this review. Now, I saw this on Wednesday, actually yesterday, the day that, I saw this, today I'm filming it on Thursday. This will go out, this would be out, today would be Friday. So 2 days ago, from that count, I saw this in in 3D with these with 3D glasses. I just went by myself because no one else would actually want to watch Ready Player One, and I watched the trailers and I thought, to be honest, I didn't really think too much of it because I thought it was just going to be a film that's just like reference galore. I thought it was going to be like I thought it was going to be like that South Park episode with do you remember the memory virus going? I remember. I thought it was going to be like that, like lots of references and all that. But thankfully, I was wrong. Thankfully, I was actually proven to be quite wrong, and it's actually the better for it because Ready Player One is a fun movie. It's a fun little sci-fi film, in my opinion, and if you have children, it's a rated 12 film, but honestly, everyone can get behind this. Even people who haven't played video games will understand the movie references and all. So basically, if you don't know what Ready Player One's about, it's basically the year's 2045. This kid, Wade Boggs, I think. I'm not too sure. He spends his time in a VR application called the Oasis, which is basically a social hub with film commissions and all that sort of stuff. And along there, and he's on a quest to find these 3 keys that would help him unlock this Easter egg, which would have total control over the Oasis and have the ownership of the creator, James Halliday, I think. Yeah, his company. So that sounds like a pretty basic plot because it is. So there's nothing too special in regards to the plot, but it's a good thing because you don't want it to over-confusing plot and all of that. Honestly, the first thing I should talk about is mainly the acting because Steven Spielberg, who directed this, by the way, and Ernest Cline, who wrote the novel that Ready Player One is based on, they wanted a young cast for this film. And honestly, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more because Ty Sheridan, I think, who plays the main guy, he actually does a pretty good job, as does the rest of the cast. Even Ben Mendelsohn, that's how you pronounce his name. He actually did. I actually liked his portrayal of the villain. It was actually quite entertaining. Well, obviously, you can't talk about this film without talking about the effects, and this one's going to be a different one because, as you know, I saw this in 3D. So first of all, I should talk about the 3D experience of 3D. And well, honestly, It's not as good as Avatar's. It's not actually not even Avatar. I can't remember that. It's not as good as the Polar Expresses, which to me personally is the best 3D like film in 3D ever, honestly. But for this, it was actually it was serviceable. I mean, there were a lot of portions, particularly when they're in the Oasis, where these are really good in. But but for some of the stuff, you can tell it wasn't really filmed for 3D. So, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But the rest of the effects though are genuinely good. I mean, hell, even the the Oasis is probably the best thing about this film. Like whenever they're all inside this VR simulation thing, because well, then again, I'm a sucker for the anime. If you guys don't know, Sword Art Online. I'm a sucker for that, and honestly, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Sword Art Online. And that's a good thing because I really enjoyed that. So thank you very much, acclaimed and Steven Spielberg for that. What else? Of course, we have to talk about the references. Actually, well, we're not going to talk a lot of, like, specifically about the references, but the stuff that's in there, that's like referencing to other movies and stuff like that, is played off so well, so perfectly. And not one reference, actually not one thing is there for a case of, I remember. Some of it actually does play it off actually quite well. I mean, hell, even the DeLorean that you actually see in the trailer, that actually serves a lot to the story. So honestly, yeah, not one reference is pointless or irrelevant. Not just for the sake of, oh, I remember the time when this happened or whatever. But as far as I can see it, mainly there's only two problems. Well, yeah, two problems that really dragged it. Well, not really dragged this down, but dragged it down a little bit. The first of all being the first act. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me be clear on this one. The first act, when they're not in the Oasis. When they're in the Oasis in the first act, it's probably one of the best set pieces in the film. When they're not in the Oasis, when it's like in the real world, I don't know, it's boring. Honestly, it sort of drags on for too long. None of the characters actually get like any. Actually, none of the characters' motivations are like good, well, pure enough. But by the time that the second and third act approaches, thankfully, that part gets sorted out. So that's problem number one. Problem number two is really one if you've read the Ernest Cline novel, which this is based on, because with a book adaptation, a lot of fans would expect the book to actually be like word for word, like adapted fully. But this, the only thing that this adapts is just the main basic storyline. And if you're a fan of the novel and you're expecting a full-blown adaptation, then you are going to be left a little bit disappointed. But thankfully for me, at least, I myself didn't read any of the books, so I had no problem with it whatsoever. Hell, I even consider it as like two different entities. Other book novels, well, novel, movie adaptations, though, you can sort of see how that could become a problem for, like, the fans of the original source material. Overall, though, I enjoyed Ready Player One. I mean, there was not one moment in it where it didn't make me laugh, it didn't make me smile. I kept a huge grin on my face. I mean, actually so much so that my actual cheekbones were actually hurting because I was smiling that much at this movie. And if a movie makes you smile, then you know it's done something right. When a film like this makes you smile, which it made me smile quite a lot actually, then you know your film is going to be quite good. because of that. Okay, so it's actually, so now for my final verdict though. Well, I mean, with the set pieces, with the Oasis stuff, the acting from the actors, and the references, and a lot of the jokes in it were actually quite funny as well. Whilst they're really good, the only thing that pushes it from being like a legend, actually a really top tier 10 out of 10, is again probably the weak first act when they're not in the Oasis. So for that, I think I'm gonna rate this a solid 8. An 8 out of 10 sounds like a reasonable thing. If you're a fan of video games, if you're a fan of Steven Spielberg movies, hell, if you want a film to watch, this March, don't watch Pacific Rim, don't watch Tomb Raider. You probably already have seen Black Panther, so there's no point seeing it again. Go watch Ready Player One. It really is I guarantee you'll have a fun, enjoyable experience whilst watching Ready Player One. So that is our review of Ready Player One. What did you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And all that. And with that, I'm afraid it's now time to end today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you're not new, then don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Simple, do you really? Well, you guys only know how to do it. And apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next video. So until then, guys, as always, peace.